Tankers, welcome back to Motion RC. I'm James, and we're talking about a new addition today to the Heng Long lineup. This is the Tiger 1, but this time it comes in that North African scheme. So anybody who knows World War II, Germany did a lot of fighting in the desert under Rommel. These would have been used around 1942-ish, but they were painted more tan. Still the same features as the gray Tiger 1s that you get on the, the European front, if you will, but you get the nice desert, because I know a lot of World War II guys obviously love the desert scheme. It'll pair up nicely with our new Jeep in the desert scheme. There's desert schemes in Allied tanks as well, but it's nice to have the Tiger 1. So in today's video, we're gonna go over, we have both editions. So we have the Upgrade Edition. The Upgrade Edition, real quick, comes with plastic treads, plastic road wheels. Those are gonna be painted. Or with Heng Long, you can get the Professional Edition. And as you can see, the Professional Edition, a lot heavier because you've got all metal road wheels, idler, and metal tracks and stuff. So it's gonna be a lot better, more durable for tougher terrain. If you're somebody who really wants to take your RC tank out there and put it to use, then go with this option. If you're somebody that wants to drive it around on the grass, their lawn, not looking to do crazy, crazy terrain, and maybe just more of a static modeler, go with the cheaper version. Go with the Upgrade version because it still looks beautiful. They both have the same tops and such, but we'll go into all the features of these two tanks right now. So it's North African Heng Long 1/16 scale tank. Both editions will come with the latest generation TK7.0 multi-function control board. Heng Long periodically updates their control board. That's just going to give you better sound, better controls. And right now the TK7.0 is the best of the best, and it's in either version you choose. These tanks have proportional acceleration, steering, turret traverse, and gun elevation and depression. So you can see the more you push on the sticks, the faster your tank will go. The less you push on the sticks, the less fast it will go. So you could drive it as scale or unscale as you wish. Now when it comes to the recoil and the proportional steering controls, that's all programmable. You want to change just how fast the proportional acceleration, steering, and turret traverse, things like that are. It's fully programmable. You can fully program the radio that's included to control the amount of recoil or the sensitivity in turns and the sensitivity in acceleration and such. Both of these tanks have smoke effects. So when you turn on the tank, there's a button to turn on the smoke unit inside, and you will see that smoke billowing out. And the beautiful thing is too, they give you a vial of extra oil. So if you see your tank smoke not coming out, just add a little oil and you'll be smoking again in no time. Both of these tanks feature headlights and brake lights. So you got LEDs as well as a machine gun light that you're gonna see on the tank. So full LEDs in either option. You've got different volume settings, so if you don't want to use the speaker, you don't want to hear it, you can lower the volume, you can mute it, you could turn it off, and you also have 4 different sound sets with each tank. So if you, depending on how you want to hear your tank start up, there's diesel engines, turbine engine sound, but for the most part, the sound it starts up with would be the most useful for the current tank, but the option is there. These tanks feature track recoil, so when you do shoot the gun, you're going to see the entire tank briefly recoil, which is a cool feature. And again, in the settings of the transmitter, you'll be able to program just how much you want that recoil to be, whether you want a lot or a little. Both of these tanks will fire 6mm plastic BBs, so it's really fun and they fire pretty darn far. Both tanks come with a little cardboard target that you could have some aiming practice on, but if you want to, shoot the tanks, obviously try not to shoot yourself. It could pinch a little bit, but it's a cool feature that all these tanks, most of these tanks have to fire these 6mm BBs. Both tanks also feature the IR signal, so you'll be able to play IR battles with any other tanks, not just Heng Long tanks, but they'll work with Tongde and Toro as well. So basically you see this little IR sensor, you plug that in, and it plays a little game. When you shoot and you get a hit on one tank, that tank will shake. It'll recognize the hit, and after a few shakes, the tank itself will actually shut down. So the operator of that tank will have to restart and start over. But you get about 5 shots for the game, but a lot of big tank battles are fought with those IR sensors, and it can be pretty fun. Also, both of these tanks feature independent suspension on all the road wheels. One of the best features about any really 16th scale tank, but I love when you drive over certain terrains and you could really see the actuation on the suspension. You could see just how it works as if it was a real tank. Driving over a stick or a rock, you can really see how it works. So whether you get the professional or the upgrade version, it works really well and just looks so cool. Since both of these tanks are ready to run, they're both going to come with a transmitter, they're both going to come with a LiPo battery and a charger as well, and also you'll get some extra bits and pieces like extra track links if you need, but for the most part, the beauty of these tanks is that they're ready to run. So that's it for the main features that both tanks feature. So many features to go over, but I wanted to quickly go over the unboxing of these models, because when you take these models out of the box, you're going to notice firstly that they are packed really well. You shouldn't have any issues with any breakage or anything. They are fully wrapped in foam, and when you take it all out and lay all the parts out, you're going to see you get a lot of obviously plastic parts. You're going to have to do a lot of the final touches on the model, so like adding on the shovels, adding on the roping, adding on the little bit of the gun, some of the artillery, is all going to have to be done by you. Maybe takes about 20-30 minutes, but the manual really lays it out nicely and tells you where everything should go. You're also going to want to put the decals on. They're vinyl decals, they're not water slide. You want to cut the decal out, peel off the sticky layer, stick it to the tank, and then you're going to peel off the clear layer last, and it's going to leave a nice decal. The decal's really stuck beautifully to this on both tank models, so you should have no issues there. But all around, it's a really nice package when you take everything out of the box. So now let's plug them in. So all right guys, let's plug one in on the table before we take it outside. So I'm just going to move the professional version out of the way, and we're going to work with the upgrade first. Now first things first, your transmitter, you are going to need 6 AA batteries in it. I already have 4 installed, pre-installed. I'm just going to add the final 2. All right, so now we got batteries in. When you turn the transmitter on, you just push up on the middle button. You will see a red light. I'm going to turn it off for a second because the next step is installing the battery that comes with the tank. So this is a lithium-ion battery. It is 1800 milliamps. That comes with it. There is room for a larger battery if you wanted to roll with it. You also do get the included charger, which is a USB, and that just plugs directly into the balance tap of the battery. And when you plug this in, the USB into the port, you'll notice it will flash red and green, and then it'll go all green when the battery's done charging. So that's how you know it's charged. Takes anywhere from 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how drained your battery is. You're gonna install the battery on the bottom. You will see here that there is a little notch that you just can pull on and just pop out the entire case, and then you have plenty of space. You could get a bigger battery in there if you wish. So fit that in there nicely, put on one side, and then lift that back. And then it locks in, and now you're good to go. And now you've got to look for your on-off switch, because the tank is plugged in, but there's still an on-off switch on these tanks, and this one is going to be right in this door, right on top. So you will see the on-off button right here. I'm gonna go back to the transmitter. I'm gonna turn the transmitter on first. Then I'm going to turn my tank on. And now the lights will flash if the tank isn't bound. The lights will go solid once the tank is bound. But you will notice on all RC tanks that I've ever owned here that nothing will happen right off bat. So don't fret, you still have to arm the tank. So it's bound, but now you want to hit this little lock button on here, and you're going to hear the tank start up. There's the startup sound, and now we are armed and ready to go. I'm also going to push this S button on the transmitter. That's for my smoke unit. Now you'll hear that, because right now the volume of the tank is a little low. I had already pre-used these, but you can see that smoke starts coming out almost immediately. Heng Long a few years ago upgraded their smoke units, and they work so much better than they ever used to. The smoke is almost immediate, and you can see with the Tiger 1 that it billows really nicely out the back. Just for the option of sound, I'm going to turn that smoke unit off now for the second, and I'm also going to just lower the volume. So right now I'm on the lowest volume setting, but I just want to show you how to turn it off. So if you want to turn it off, you push and hold the V button, and then you go down with your left stick. So you can see down will bring it down, but if I want to go all the way up, you can hear how loud it is. You can make it really loud. And then when you drive, and then when you fire the gun, it's loaded. Machine gun, but all around, the sounds are really awesome. I'm just gonna turn them off for the rest of this part on the table. But all around, the controls are really awesome. I mean, you can, again, very slow on the sticks. You can get nice scale movements, but if I push it really hard, the tank will move really fast. So it's up to you. And again, that's all programmable. If you want to push fully forward on the sticks, but have it still drive just as scale as possible, you can do that with any tank, but no different here on this one. That's the beauty of that TK7 multifunction control board. It really added a lot of functionality there. But then again, on the top, that's how I fire the gun. So if you want to fire the gun, you push these two buttons together and it will fire the big gun. And if you have BBs loaded, it'll fire the BB. And then the machine gun itself is just one button. Right now you can't hear it because the volume's off, but you'd hear the sound for the machine gun. And then that's pretty much it. You just have left and right on one stick and up and down. So basically all your movement here on the right, and then your turret traversing and your gun elevation and depression is gonna be on the left stick. So you can bring that down, you can move around. Now the tank itself does not have full 360 degrees. So you can almost go 360. I forget what they call it. I think it's like 350 or something, but that's where it'll stop in one direction. You'll hear it snap in there. So you don't want to have it snap too often. You know, obviously keep in mind when you're going around, but you could basically, you know, swing that turret around as you wish. Now taking a look around the tank itself, obviously we saw where the on and off button is. On top, you'll see I have the IR sensor already plugged in. That's what's hiding underneath this hatch. It comes, you could just plug it in. If you don't want it there, don't put it in there. That's completely up to you if you don't want to play the IR game, but you will need it up there. And then there is a spot, there's a magnet on the bottom of these IRs, and that's where the magnet is. So it won't stick anywhere else, but there's a magnet in there, so it'll stick there nicely for when you're driving around and playing the IR game. And then lastly, you do have this compartment. That's gonna be where you load your BBs. So they give you the BBs here. That's where you're gonna load them into the, into the tank itself, right from there. But also that's where the included figure, if you wanna paint up, is. So you can place him in there if you wish. And then obviously you could paint him up, make them look, as nice as you wish. Or you could check out our tank figures, because we also carry scale, 16th scale figures, all different types. Ones that'll stand next to the tank if you like static display, ones that'll sit inside, all different tank guys that'll be sitting around. Both German, there's American soldiers in there as well. So up to you how you want to do it. But all around, a really, really neat package. So that's about it for everything on the table here. Let's take it outside and run it around. So you see guys, driving around outside, they look really great. I wish I had a beach to play around with them, a more desert feel, but you get the idea. These tanks are absolutely fantastic. We already had a video for the gray one from a few years ago, so if you're interested in that version, but it's gonna have all the same features that this one does, just in a different color scheme. But again, that suspension, taking it over rocks or sticks into some heavy brush, it just looks cool when it drives around. I enjoy the Tiger I's profile. I always have. It's one of my favorite World War II era tanks. I think the World War II era tanks are my personal favorites overall. So it's nice if you get a Sherman, if you get some other World War II tanks to play around with as well to have battles. I always like the way those look. But driving them around, again, the proportional controls are really fantastic. For all you scale nuts, you don't have to go, super fast, but it's fun to have the option to do that. And as with all our tanks, they're just, they're really fun and they're collectible. There's so many guys, once you buy one, it's hard to not get more. And I could understand why, because it's so cool to have, so many different options out there. But either way, guys, whichever tank you choose, whether it's the upgrade version or the professional version, I think you're really gonna love it. Heng Long makes a good product and they have a lot of options. So there you have it, guys. That'll do it for the Heng Long Tiger 1 16th scale North Afrika Edition. Whether you're going to go with the upgrade version or the professional version, both of those links are in the description down below. I'll also have a link down there for all Heng Long tanks, as well as another link for all our other tanks, because we do carry Heng Long, Mato, Toro, and Tangde tanks. We have a wide variety, probably the widest variety of 16 scale tanks out there. I'll also put a link in the description to the tank figures and also tank accessories. We carry a lot of accessories like barrels and gas cans and tools and all sorts of the netting that you could put however you want to decorate your tank. We carry a lot of that stuff as well, so definitely check those out if you're into, you know, scale tanks in general. But either way, guys, leave a question in the comment section down below. I try to answer as many as I can, the most pertinent ones, but or if you just have a nice comment, leave it there. We'd ask you to please hit the like button and the subscribe button if you can. Always helps out the channel. But if you want to help out our channel even more, head over to motionrc.com or motionrc.eu and purchase your next favorite RC item. Whether it's planes, boats, tanks, cars, trucks, you name it, we got it at Motion RC, and we'd be happy to have you as a customer. That'll wrap it up here, guys. See you in the next video.